My name is Robi Mbugua Njoroge, and I'm an expert in IP, which is my current role. I'm also an expert in communication. I'm also an expert in law, particularly media law and ethics. I have over 20 years spanning different fields, and I'm serving as the Executive Director of the Counterfeit Authority, which is a state agency mandated with the responsibility of creating awareness on counterfeiting, as well as enforcing counterfeiting. We also have the responsibility of building capacity in the areas of IP, as well as carrying out inquiries and research into the subject of counterfeiting. We are expected to advise the Cabinet Secretary on matters of IP through policy briefs and other documents for proper policy formulation and implementation. Success is a matter of personal perspective, in a way that what I may consider to be successful is not what another person might consider to be a success. Success to me means contentment. Are you contented? Do you love what you do? Is it something that is coming from external, or is it something inborn coming through your own inner self? In terms of accomplishment, I would say that I did serve at PRSK as the Vice President from 2019 to 2021. And as the Chair of the Executive Committee, I was instrumental in introducing e-voting system that is currently being used at PRSK. And that one made me feel very, very much comfortable knowing that I did my contribution at that particular point in time. As a CEO, there are two important things that I normally consider. One is decision making, and number two, the team dynamics, because sometimes you can be given some information for you to make a decision, yet whatever you are supposed to make that decision, it can have great impact, whether positively or negatively. You may not assuage everybody, but at least you have to balance and ensuring that you do a proper communication from time to time, trying to tell them this is why a particular decision is being taken. And I think that's what is the most important thing. An ideal working environment is where everybody is free, the staff members are free, they are able to engage, they are able also to give insight, sometimes unconventional truth. It's always good to have channels where you are able to make sure that you thrash out any issues, any conflict as they arise, so that you can have a working environment devoid of unnecessary conflict and toxicity that can happen, and that's happening in a number of organizations. The last book that I read is The Richest Man in Babylon by George Carson. And this book has got a number of parables that have been put together right from the time of Babylon, time of Mesopotamia, during the time of Roman Empire, right to 1926. Let's talk about how do we manage our finances. Why do you have people who progress, others do not progress? The last movie that I watched was The Roots by Alex Harry. And this is a story about an African in the coast of Gambia called Kunta Kinte around 1700, being captured as a slave. Kunta Kinte, to me, he was a strong guy in that he was able to live up to that ideal. And today we are remembering Kunta Kinte. I would like you to go and watch The Roots. I like watching football. For me, I think what I can say is that if we want to redeem the sporting activity in Kenya, people should be willing to spend money to go to the stadium instead of watching EPL, which we are promoting the Britons and Europe. It's high time. We have our Gol Mahia, Shabanas, all these type of teams that we can also ensure that we create real employment from the sporting activities. What I've done to reach my career objective is something called persistence. And persistence in a way that I have realized that it's good to invest in myself, which I've done consistently. Today, I can say that I hold a Doctor of Philosophy from Kenyatta University. I'm also an advocate of High Court of Kenya. and I'm clear in terms of what I want, and I go for it. And the sky remains the limit. Difficult situation that I faced was when we were implementing the recognition program. When we started this process, there was a lot of resistance, and this resistance meant that we could even have abandoned the entire idea because of some strong opposition from some stakeholders. But what I did, I remember we did a 100 days result initiative, and we engaged constructively with all these stakeholders who had expressed their displeasure in this particular program. And luckily enough, we were able to convince them, and I was able to roll it on 1st of January 2023. I want to be the best in me, the best in terms of being a stabilizing force at the place of work, or in my family, or in my community, or in this country. That's what I'm willing, and with all the skills that I've gained, for me, I'm looking at a greater humanity. So in the next 10 years, if these skills will be useful to you, it will be useful to any other person out there, in my community, my country, in the world, then I'll say that I'll be happy. I don't think I will do anything differently, because I'm from a Harbour background, and having come from a Harbour background, the same steps I've taken. I've realized that once you fall down, the idea is not to remain on the ground, but it's always good to stand up and start once again. I'm a father of 3 wonderful boys. How I balance my work with my family is that they form part of me. They have to know, where are you going this time now? Where are you coming back? Once we come back, I'm able to engage with them, you give them enough time, particularly on Sundays, and then you also discuss with them what are your projection or objectives in life. And through that, you're able to tell them, I believe you're in the right track, and then you don't have to force them to be like you. That's what I've also realized, because every one of them is different. Whatever they want to do, I give them that opportunity.